Once upon a time, in the village of Ozora Kingdom, known for its rolling hills and sparkling rivers, lived a beautiful and kind-hearted girl, named Abigail. Her beauty was the talk of the village, her eyes sparkled with the brilliance of the stars. Yet, it was her gentle spirit and unwavering kindness that truly set her apart. Abigail lived with her parents and younger brother in a modest hut on the outskirts of the village. Her father was a hunter, and her mother a skilled weaver. They lived a simple yet fulfilling life, rich in love and happiness. Abigail spent her days helping her mother with intricate patterns into colorful fabrics and tending to their small garden. Her evenings were often spent sitting by the fire, listening to the elders recount the ancient tales of their people. One fateful day, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden hue over the landscape, Abigail went to the river to fetch water. The path to the river was lined with vibrant flowers and towering trees, their leaves rustling softly in the evening breeze. As she approached the riverbank, she noticed a peculiar sight: a large serpent, its scales shimmering like emeralds, coiled on a rock. But what truly caught her attention was its eye. One was a deep, piercing green, and the other was a brilliant, gleaming gold. The serpent spoke, its voice a deep, melodic hiss. "Fear not, Abigail. I mean you no harm." Startled, Abigail stepped back, but did not flee. Her curiosity overpowered her fear. "How do you know my name?" she asked, her voice trembling. "I know many things," the serpent replied, its golden eye glinting in the fading light. "I am Okechukwu, the guardian of this river. I have watched over your village for centuries." Abigail had heard tales of Okechukwu, the mystical serpent who protected their land, but she had never believed them to be true. Yet here he was, in front of her. "Why have you revealed yourself to me?" she asked. Okechukwu's gaze softened. "Because you possess a pure heart, Abigail. Your kindness and compassion have not gone unnoticed. I have a request, one that only you can fulfill." Abigail's heart raced. "What is it?" "I am under a curse," Okechukwu explained. "I was once a prince, beloved by my people. But I angered a powerful sorceress, who transformed me into this serpent. Only true love can break the curse. I have watched you, Abigail, and I believe you have the capacity to love unconditionally. Will you marry me and free me from this curse?" Abigail's mind swirled with emotions. How could she marry a serpent? Yet, she felt a strange connection to Okechukwu, a bond that defied logic. After a moment's hesitation, she nodded. "I will marry you, Okechukwu." The serpent's eyes gleamed with hope and gratitude. "Thank you, Abigail. Your courage and kindness will be rewarded." That night, Abigail returned home and told her family of her encounter with Okechukwu. Her parents were shocked and concerned, but they trusted Abigail's judgment and agreed to support her decision. The following day, a grand ceremony was held by the riverbank. The villagers gathered, their faces filled with awe and wonder. Abigail stood beside Okechukwu, her heart pounding with anticipation. As she pledged her love and loyalty to the serpent, a brilliant light enveloped them. When the light faded, Okechukwu was no longer a serpent, but a handsome prince with a gold eye, standing tall and regal beside her. The villagers cheered, their voices echoing through the hills. Okechukwu took Abigail's hand, his eyes filled with gratitude and love. "You have broken the curse, Abigail. You have given me back my life." Abigail smiled, her heart swelling with joy. "And you have given me a love that transcends appearances." Their love story became the stuff of legends, a testament to the power of kindness, courage, and unconditional love. But their journey was far from over. For while the curse was broken, the sorceress who had cast it still lurked in the shadows, her heart filled with vengeance. Abigail and Okachuku's love would be tested in ways they could never have imagined, their bond strengthened by each challenge they faced together. As the days turned into weeks, Abigail and Okachuku settled into their new life together. Okachuku's return to human form brought immense joy to the village, and he quickly became a beloved figure, known for his wisdom and kindness. Abigail's parents, though initially apprehensive, grew to love Okachuku as their own son, and their home was filled with laughter and warmth. But the peace was short-lived. Unknowingly to them, the sorceress who had cursed Okachuku, a woman named Esemobi, had been watching from afar. Her heart burned with jealousy and rage at the sight of their happiness. She vowed to reclaim her power and exact her revenge on Okachuku and Abigail. One stormy night, as thunder rumbled in the distance and rain pounded against the thatched roof, Abigail awoke with a start. A chilling wind blew through the room, and she felt an ominous presence. She reached out to Okachuku, who was already awake, his eyes alert and filled with concern. "Something is wrong," he whispered, his voice tense. Abigail nodded, her heart pounding. "I feel it too." Suddenly, a shadowy figure appeared at the foot of their bed. It was Esemobi, her eyes glowing with malice. "You think you can escape me, Okachuku?" she hissed. "Your happiness will be short-lived." Abigail clutched Okachuku's hand, her fear giving way to determination. "Leave us alone, Esemobi. You have caused enough pain." Esemobi's laughter echoed through the room, cold and cruel. "You are a foolish girl, Abigail. You have no idea what you are dealing with." With a wave of her hand, Esemobi unleashed a powerful spell, sending Abigail and Okachuku hurtling into darkness. When they awoke, they found themselves in a dense, foreboding forest, far from their village. The forest was unlike anything they had ever seen. The trees were twisted and gnarled, their branches reaching out like skeletal fingers. The air was thick with the scent of damp earth and decay, and an eerie silence hung over the land. Abigail shivered, her heart pounding with fear. "Where are we?" Okachuku looked around, his eyes narrowing in concentration. "This is the Forest of Shadows, a place where Esemobi's dark magic is strongest. We must be careful." They set off through the forest, their steps cautious and deliberate. As they walked, they encountered strange and terrifying creatures, ghostly apparitions that whispered threats and warnings, and monstrous beasts that prowled the shadows, their eyes glowing with malevolence. Despite the dangers, Abigail and Okachuku pressed on, their love and determination driving them forward. They knew they had to find a way out of the forest and return to their village, but they had no idea how to break Esemobi's spell. After days of wandering through the forest, they came across a small, dilapidated hut. An old woman, her hair as white as snow and her eyes filled with wisdom, stood at the door. "I have been expecting you," she said, her voice soft but commanding. "Who are you?" Okachuku asked, his eyes wary. "I'm Adis, the keeper of secrets," the old woman replied. "I have lived in this forest for centuries, and I know the secrets it holds." Abigail stepped forward, hope flickering in her eyes. "Can you help us?" Adis nodded. "Esemobi's magic is strong, but it is not unbreakable. To defeat her, you must find the heart of the forest, a powerful artifact that can neutralize her dark magic." "Where can we find it?" Okachuku asked. Adis' eyes grew distant, as if she were looking into another world. "The heart of the forest is hidden in the Cave of Whispers, deep within the forest. But be warned, The path is treacherous, and many have tried and failed to retrieve it. Abigail and Okechukwu exchanged a determined glance. "We will find it," Abigail said firmly. "We have no other choice." With Adi's guidance, Abigail and Okechukwu set off toward the Cave of Whispers. The journey was fraught with peril. They faced raging rivers, steep cliffs, and labyrinthine paths that seemed to lead nowhere. But their love and determination kept them going, even when the odds seemed insurmountable. As they approached the cave, they felt a strange energy in the air. The cave's entrance was guarded by two stone statues, their eyes glowing with an eerie light. Abigail took a deep breath, her heart pounding. "This is it," she whispered. Okechukwu squeezed her hand. "We can do this. Together." As they stepped into the cave, a chorus of whispers filled the air. The walls seemed to pulse with life, and the darkness was almost tangible. Abigail felt a shiver run down her spine, but she clung to Okechukwu's hand, drawing strength from his presence. The whispers grew louder, forming a cacophony of voices that seemed to speak directly into their minds. They spoke of fear, doubt, and despair, trying to sap their resolve. But Abigail and Okechukwu pressed on, their determination unwavering. Deep within the cave, they found a large chamber. At its center, on a pedestal of stone, lay the heart of the forest. It was a crystal, glowing with a radiant light that illuminated the chamber. As they approached, the whispers intensified, becoming almost unbearable. "We have to do this together," Okechukwu said, his voice steady despite the overwhelming noise. Abigail nodded. "We can do it." Together, they reached out and touched the heart of the forest. A surge of energy coursed through them, and the whispers stopped abruptly. The cave fell silent, and a sense of peace washed over them. Suddenly, the ground shook, and a dark figure emerged from the shadows. It was Esemobi, her eyes blazing with fury. "You think you can defeat me?" she spat. "You are nothing but a foolish girl and a cursed prince." Abigail stepped forward, her eyes blazing with determination. "We are more than that, Esemobi. We are love and hope. And we will not let you destroy us." With those words, Abigail and Okechukwu channeled the energy of the heart of the forest. A blinding light filled the chamber, and Esemobi screamed as the light engulfed her. When the light faded, she was gone, and the oppressive darkness that had filled the cave was lifted. With the heart of the forest in their possession, Abigail and Okechukwu made their way back through the forest of shadows. The creatures they had encountered before now seemed to shy away, as if sensing the power they carried. When they emerged from the forest, they were greeted by the warm sunlight and the familiar sights of their village. The villagers gathered around them, their faces filled with awe and joy. "You did it," Abigail's mother said, tears of pride in her eyes. "You defeated the sorceress." Abigail smiled, her heart swelling with happiness. "We did it together." Okechukwu took her hand, his eyes filled with love. "Our journey is not over, but we have proven that our love can overcome any obstacle." With Esemobi's defeat, peace returned to Ozora. Abigail and Okechukwu were hailed as heroes, their love story becoming a symbol of hope and resilience for the entire kingdom. They continued to face challenges, but they did so together, their bond growing stronger with each passing day. They knew that their journey was far from over, but they were ready to face whatever came their way. As the sun set over the hills, casting a golden glow over the land, Abigail and Okechukwu stood hand in hand, looking out over their village. They knew that they had found something truly special, a love that could conquer darkness and bring light to even the darkest of times. And so, their story continued, filled with love, adventure, and the promise of a bright future. For Abigail and Okechukwu, the journey was just beginning, and they faced it with courage, hope, and an unbreakable bond. Years later, their story would be told to children gathered around the fire, a tale of love, courage, and the power of the human spirit. Abigail and Okechukwu became legends, their names etched into the history of Ozora. And in the hearts of the people, their story lived on, a reminder that even in the face of darkness, love and hope could light the way.